it's always the women buying the houses.
Now women are like, get out my house.
We're buying because we want to have, like you said in the beginning, structure, stability.
This ain't gonna work out too good. I don't know.
Yeah, but you can't say that.
Women are at the point where I don't need no man.
Young men are falling behind.
Women are stepping forward.
The government has been, especially in the black community, been taking the man out of the picture for the longest amount of time.
I think he would live in a box. He don't care about nothing.
Women are absolutely becoming smarter, becoming more business savvy, money savvy, and they like to have their own no matter what.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Ardhi Real Estate Podcast. I am your host, Ryan Fagan. I'm broker owner of Ardhi Real Estate, but in Swahili, actually, it's Ardhi. So kind of found that from coming back from Kenya.
Nice.
Today, we're talking about the gender war. No, I'm kidding. We're talking about women are owning more homes than single women are owning more homes than single men. We have a great panel. We have a new panelist here. So, woo. Oh, the sound effects were Adam in post. But we're going to have a fun time. Danny Deals is here.
Yes, I am here. Danny Deals, we are back. Finally, from Africa, we are here.
Changed my life. I'll tell you. Everyone in Kenya is like, how did you come up with this name? As if you couldn't know something from Africa,
Did
from
they
the
know
US.
the name? Like,
Yeah, they're like, how'd you
All
come
right,
up
so
with Ardhi?
I got something to tell you.
What?
So I tell my wife, I say, hey, my broker, he's going to Africa. And yeah, so she goes, oh, he's going to South Africa, isn't he?
oh my
I
God.
said,
Hell no.
Like, nah. He's going to Kenya. And he probably think he knows Swahili.
He actually did come back thinking he knew Swahili for a little bit.
I know some.
She's Nigerian, so she's
Oh.
like,
You know, I did that, what is it, that Ancestry.com thing?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm majority Nigerian.
oh yeah?
Yeah,
and
me
I
too.
didn't know anybody.
My black side's Nigerian.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It's all West African. So,
Same.
yeah.
Yeah, West African, Congo.
Yo, put some respect on my Swahili. Naweza pata maji baridi.
Okay.
Kubwa.
You did learn something.
She
out
said
there.
you'd say those words.
Oh.
It's like, no, I'm joking.
I think I'm pretty good. I could order my food. I could order
That
some
is
things.
hilarious.
She said all Americans that go back home end up going to Kenya and say that they speak Swahili.
Swahili's cool because a lot of people in the East African community speak Swahili.
So then she goes, that's what Ardhi is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Swahili.
Well, you know what? When you're growing up, that's one of the African languages that you learn what it's called.
Right.
So that's
Big
where I went
facts.
to.
It
But
was just hilarious.
But
that is hilarious.
Ardhi is actually pronounced in Kenyan people. I'm sorry, Ardhi.
Mm.
Yeah,
So the D and the H make a
TH.
Wow.
So yeah, we learn something every day.
Exactly.
But Miranda, what's going on? Miranda's new. She's part of Ardhi Real Estate. That's gonna mess me up every time. So
Hi,
yeah, we need that.
everybody. I am Miranda Wilson with Ardhi Real Estate, and I am glad to be on the podcast today.
Hey,
this will be
new
good.
fresh blood.
I really wish Cassandra was here for this one because I was wondering what she would have to say. Now we have two guys versus a woman here.
Yeah.
Right,
She
right.
kind of left me hanging. I was like, what?
So I know.
But it's all good.
But anyway, you guys probably have seen the meme. You've seen the celebration because it's Women's History Month and all that stuff. And go girl power, girls run the world and all
Yeah,
that
we do.
stuff. I have a different opinion. But single women owned 10.76 million homes across the U.S. in 2021, while men owned 8.12 million, a difference of 2.64 million. This means that the 2022 gap of 2.71 million is 70,000 homes higher than in 2021. So basically, single women are outpacing single men in home ownership. Why is that? And for some reason, you guys said that you don't have strong opinions, but well, because I've been in the business for quite a while, anecdotally, and, I deal with a lot of minorities, mostly black people, because that's my network of people. you'd be surprised. I know sometimes they don't know I'm black, but yeah, okay. They'd be like, he's Pakistani.
He's Pakistani.
Just to qualify.
Yeah. People get confused. They're like, what? Why is this guy talking like this? But anyway.
So you're what they say when it's like black and brown.
Yeah, they think I'm in the brown category, but I put myself in the black category, okay?
Very much so. I
You
understand.
know. And I heard that you can identify however you want, so.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I don't. Anyway, anecdotally, I've always been like, yo, it's always the women buying the houses.
Mm-hmm.
Even like 7-8 years ago, I was like, even when it would be a couple, the woman is like a nurse and she makes good money, and the guy is like, I kind of don't know what he did, and like he's just kind of there. And then sometimes he'll have a lot of opinions, and then other times he just be like, whatever, And I'm like, dang. And sometimes they're not married, but then they're buying the house together, and I'd always be looking like, this ain't gonna work out too good. I don't know what's going
but
on.
you can't say that.
I don't say nothing, but I'm telling you, this is something that I've always noticed, and I didn't know if it was just me, because anecdotal evidence isn't really good. So then when you see these statistics, I'm like, dang, what's going on? Why do we think this is happening?
I feel like women like to settle down faster than men do.
Oh, okay.
So, and I say that because, like, I feel like women automatically want to make a house a home, while guys are just like, I'll do it when I'm ready, type of thing.
Okay.
They don't really give themselves a timeline, and women are always feeling like they're on a timeline, like just unconsciously.
Okay.
Like, we have this timeline. We want to do this by this age. We want to do that by a certain age. So I just feel like women want to make a house a home, and they feel more complete when they have something to call theirs.
I think the last part, something to call theirs, is the elephant in the room.
Oh, goodness.
And the reason behind that is over probably 7 to 10 years, the mindset and life structure for women has completely shifted. Women are a lot more focused on self-sustainability and
That's true too.
providing their source of structure for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times in some situations that you said, the man is more so kind of wavering and weaving, like Miranda has already said, through life, and the woman's like, hey, I need some structure, and I'm going to set the foundation by myself if I need to. And they began to do that. And then now it's gotten to the point now where it's just more so women are at the point where I don't need no man. And it's like, okay.
So you think that they're buying houses because, like, they want to make sure they have something just to fall back on?
Absolutely.
I don't think
it has to, because guess what? Who am I gonna say you gonna get out my house, or you gonna say get out my house?
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. You know how that used to go. Get out my house, pack your bags. Now women are like, get out my house and give me my key back.
Yeah.
And you ain't on my insurance no more.
So don't drive my car.
Exactly.
It's mine.
Exactly. Whereas though men, I feel as though we men have gotten to a point where it's almost like, see, what a lot of women don't understand is when you take the man out of the picture, and the government's been doing it for years, obviously, with Section 8 and all that kind of good stuff, you can't even have a man in the house. I don't know if you know that or not, but with Section 8, they cannot be listed on your lease. But the government has been, especially in the black community, been taking the man out of the picture for the longest amount of time. But nowadays, whereas though women are trying to be extremely self-sufficient on whatever a man can do, I can do better, or I can do as well. It's almost emasculating the man in the sense of what he can do. And unfortunately, because of the mammals or animals that we are, for a man, if he doesn't have that drive and he doesn't have that uplifting from the woman side of things, then it becomes a very critical point, especially in a lot of relationships, marriages, even friendships, where it's just like, okay, if a man can't handle X, Y, Z of these duties, you're not worth anything. Go ahead and bounce. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where it is. Like, if I can do it myself, why the hell do I need you? And unfortunately, a lot of men don't understand how to communicate through that and begin to be able to place themselves back into that role of head of household and things of that nature. Not to say that it has to be. I'm all about 50-50, things like that. But at the end of the day, you know, for a lot of guys, they just don't know how to make themselves the marker in the community nor in their family.
Do men care about housing? Because go ahead.
No, go ahead. But like that was like the question that was in my head while he was like talking. So you were going to say, do men care about housing, right?
Yeah. Because so I feel like I'm an outlier, right? Because I like home decor and stuff like that. Like I like comfortable, nice things. But my brother, who's producing the show, Kevin here, he's a barbarian. I think he would live in a box. He don't care about nothing. Now he's 25, 26. So like, I'll be looking at his stuff like, you live on, what you doing, bro? Like, what's going on? But I mean, he don't care, so, you know. And I think most guys are kind of like that, especially young men. They don't care about their comfort. They care about going to make money. Some want to make money. Some just want, I don't know, they smoking weed or just hanging out. I do think there's a generation of young men, especially, that are directionless. They don't feel like they have a role or purpose in the world. They don't know what they're supposed to do. There's a lack of encouragement. I know it's Women's History Month and all that, but when you look at the statistics, women are outpacing men in almost all the categories. And I know they keep talking about the wage gap, but I see other studies where women are actually making more at their age than men are at this point. And obviously in college, they're way outpacing men as far as like their representation. So I think young men are falling behind. And to me, a lot of that is a lack of purpose and a lack of encouragement. They don't know what they're here to do anymore. I feel like as a man back in the day, you had a very clear path of what to do. That's why I don't like that 50-50 stuff, because I think a big motivation for a guy is to get his castle together. And now they're like, oh, well, I'm just going to be a teammate. And then like now these guys I feel like are like emotional support guys for these women that are actually like grinding, like these nurses that are making a lot of money. And the guy's just there to like a bump on a log. Like one time I went to a house and I was there to help her figure out what home improvements she was going to do. And I was there with my friend who's a contractor. She answered, and it's at nighttime. It's like 7 o'clock in the wintertime, so it's dark outside. I think it's, and I don't know, maybe I'm a weirdo now, but I thought it was weird that she answered the door when she had a man in the house. And then I didn't even know the guy was there until we had to go look at the electrical panel, and he's playing Madden on, you know, and he's talking junk to his friends. He in the room playing Madden. And we're like, excuse me. And we're having a serious contractor business conversation with the girlfriend. I didn't know what their relationship was, but I'm like, yo, this man ain't answer the door. He didn't greet anybody. He didn't participate in this house upgrade that she was talking about, which was over $10,000. He wasn't even involved in the conversation.
That's a relationship issue. That's not a man versus woman issue.
But I feel like you're seeing that a lot more. Like the men are kind of like playing the background when it comes to home, and the women are stepping forward. Like even when you're showing a house, like the females are really taking that forefront and saying, okay, I want this. Like they know exactly what they want. And my question to you guys is, if you weren't married, would you buy a house, or would you be okay with just like renting for now?
So I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to throw something back at you. So yes, I would be okay with renting if need be, just to not be locked down into a particular space and environment. But
prior to being married, right?
Prior to being married.
Okay.
But roles reversed. Okay. I have a bachelor pad. We get together. You now stay at my house. Is my bachelor pad going to look like my bachelor pad? No. Absolutely not. So before you go on, you are making it a home to where you are comfortable. You're not making it a home to where we are comfortable. So a lot of the decision making in households, especially in relationships, is whatever the wife wants, go ahead, do it. Is what it is. Makes it easier. You know what I mean? Whereas
Well, we're
though someone
better
like
at
Ryan,
decor.
he
We're
likes
better.
decor and stuff like that. Yeah, y'all typically are better because y'all pay a little bit more, not a little bit, a lot more attention to a lot of that stuff. I can get by with, you know, a decent spot, but you might come in and be like, oh, I need this type of blanket and those type of pillows and this type of wallpaper or something like that. And it's just like, damn, we could have just painted it. We could have just boom, boom, boom. And at the end of the day, it goes back into like making it a home. You're making it a space where you are comfortable enough, and the man benefits from it. Don't get me wrong, because obviously we like nice things as well, but we don't necessarily have the time and energy to spend forth to do that stuff. Whereas though it's a focus for you, you might be on Pinterest, you might be scrolling TikTok, this, that, and the third, looking at that stuff. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at the, you know, whatever else, like sports or whatever else that might be interest to me in that particular moment, because we just don't pay enough attention to that stuff. So when it comes to home buying, especially during the process of like, if there's a man and a woman in the process, typically the woman's going to lead. Why? Because she's going to want what she wants. It's not, no question. Like, you might have a couple of say in like, okay, I would like this, or I would
The guy
like
just
that.
want a garage or something.
Yeah,
well, not
but
anymore.
at the end of the day,
Even
you're
if you're
not
just
buying a
renting it
house
out.
for you're buying it for the family.
See, we're not buying for the family. We're buying because we want to have, like you said in the beginning, structure, stability. So it doesn't matter if we're 22 or 28.
And that's my
We
purpose
want
of what I
that.
said earlier.
And that's why I feel like women are buying like more and probably
Because you want to
sooner
be
as
able
well.
to say that you have.
I actually
Not
think
just have,
No,
but it's
that's
just
true.
like
It's
a
yours.
feeling of home. Like, and we're here. We can get settled.
No,
we don't have to worry about moving.
Not feeling a home, feeling of status, feeling of this is mine.
I don't think it's about the status.
It is. Because if it wasn't, you can make a rental a home.
I
Not
do.
Like you can make a house a home though.
Why not?
Because it's just like a smaller space. It's not yours. You're going to be giving it back as well. Like when you're living in a house, you know that that's yours.
So, okay, you buy a house. We're together.
Turn mic one up.
I move into your house. We begin to live in together. When does it become our house?
When you move in.
Come on, be honest.
When you move in.
So I could just put some stuff up on the wall and do some
We're
things
gonna
that I want
talk
to do.
about it, but-
Exactly. That's my point, because I'm moving into your space, and that's the biggest problem. Like, if you see a lot of relationships, let's use Love is Blind for an example. Right?
Oh,
It's
boy.
like a hot topic, right? When they come back from wherever their honeymoon is, they start talking about like who's going to move in with who, what's going to happen with this, blah blah blah. And typically, most of the relationships that kind of last a little bit further, they either do the logical thing, like, okay, where do we spend the less money, like the least amount of money, and then we start making our house the home. Or the next biggest thing with a lot of guys who are in your thought process of like the man's man, this, that, and the third, they'll say, I have a house, but I'll sell that and we can buy one together.
Right.
Because buying it together is more so kind of already going into the home knowing that it's our home. Whereas the women are very, very particular about having my space. That's just where the woman is at today. They want to have their own because they, for years, have never had that opportunity to just be like, not that they didn't have the opportunity, but it wasn't necessarily considered the right thing to do, to just go out on your own and be by yourself and be single and do this and do that. It was always like, you know, in the early 2000s, maybe up until about like 2010, 2012, it was more so like you're leaning on the man. The next thing you know, that next generation of women, they just like, nah, I'm doing what I got to do. It comes down, look at the music. There's not, I don't even know a male rapper right now. It's like all female rappers. Like everything that's going on is like, you know, women are pushing forward to dominate the industries, regardless of men or women. It doesn't matter. And then the issue is the man doesn't really know how to kind of push back without it being backlash. Because it's like, it'll look crazy. What if I sit there and be like, man, these female rappers is ass. I don't know why the hell they even doing this.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say anything.
You can't say that.
But so I think I don't know. I feel both ways, where part of your cynical thing where the women just want to have it to flex, but also women just naturally want to nest. I think as the biological clock and thing like that, they start feeling like, I want to have a space for family. I want it to be nice. Like a woman will make a house a home. Because I think, again, the guy don't care. He don't care what color the wall is. Like,
He doesn't care if he has
he
a
a
bachelor
barbarian.
pad.
Yeah.
When the last time a woman made a house a home?
All the time.
You just said that they do.
I'm talking about in the sense of you just said that they want to nest and this and that.
They're gonna
That's
they're
not
gonna
the
get
truth.
they're gonna get the comfier blanket where you're a little bit more
Like
comfy.
just because
all the
last
pillows
couple
on the
years,
bed.
wedding rates have been going up. Let's be honest. Women aren't even having kids in their 20s no more.
Yeah.
They wait until like their 30s if they having a family.
Yeah. Well, that's also coming with the economy. It's more expensive now. People feel like having children are more expensive. They want to wait until they're more stable to have children. And like you said, I feel like with women, you said prior, like before times, they really weren't buying homes like they are now because they were more dependent on the husband. But before, we really didn't have a choice because we didn't have those opportunities that men had. So we didn't have the money and the finances to purchase a home. Now we have more opportunity. We're making more money, so we're actually able to do what we want to do, like buy a home without a man if we wanted to.
I think that really came into education though, because a lot of women, like, don't get me wrong. I think, definitely there was a disparity in, income and things of that nature. But back early 2000s, it wasn't that hard to buy a home. It was just more so the education behind it. It just wasn't the normal. Like the guy would go and buy the house. That's just what he would do.
But the woman would make, like, even if the guy was buying the house, the woman would make a lot of decisions about how the house is.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the guy probably didn't even have the credit. So the woman's like utilizing their credit and doing all that kind of, like, think about it. How many people
I see it all
got
the
a
time.
car that they drive and that's not in their name, but they repping it like it's theirs. That's not your car. Like, what are we talking
I
about?
always see a lot of that.
Like, that's not even, you know what I'm saying? So, like, at the end of the day, like, I feel like it was a realization period within women that was like, hold up, I got the credit. I'm starting to make more money. I could do this by myself. I don't need no approvals. Okay, I'm going to do it. Yeah. And taking that initiative, and that's a big issue in a lot of men, and especially this new generation, a lot of young men, they don't have any initiative. They're not going out there and getting it. But if you see a woman, she got this stream of income, she got that stream of income, this, that, and the third, where a guy's like thinking like, I need that one, big hitter runaway situation to happen.
That was my last point, is that men are much more aggressive in life with their choices. So women are more conservative, so they'll save more money generally. They will, although I don't know, the ladies on them vacations, they always on vacation. They spending money like a drug dealer. I don't know what's going on.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But generally, and I've read things about this. I don't know what the studies are, but I feel like I've read something about this where like men take more risk, especially financially, like Bitcoin, and they're trying to do drop shipping, and they're trying to start a business, and they're trying to do all this stuff, and they spend. So they probably have less money, and they're chasing other things versus the house, which is to me, a smart but conservative way of building your wealth. And when you combine that with women are more encouraged, they to your point, they do want to have their own for stability, and women have been preached, don't rely on a man, so a house is a symbol of all those type of things. And so I think all those factors lead to single women owning more houses.
Absolutely.
Final thoughts, Miranda?
Final thoughts. I think that it's going to keep increasing in single women, like the number and the gap, just because we've talked about like the whole 50-50 thing, the whole stability thing, the whole structural thing. And I think that women are absolutely becoming smarter, becoming more business savvy, money savvy, and they like to have their own no matter what. And whether it's with you, they're not going to wait. They're not going to say, when I get a family, I want to own a home. They're going to say, I want to own a home with or without a family. And I think that knowledge and that point of view from a woman is going to keep going.
I agree. I agree. You said everything that I was saying.
Okay.
I agree. I mean, at the end of the day, there's such a disparity in single women raising men who are not men.
That's true.
That's just what it is.
That is true.
It's a lot of men growing up that's just dependent on women.
Yeah.
So until the man becomes a man again, then that's going to be what it is. It's going to take a lot of leadership. It's going to take a lot of coaching and mentorship and things of that nature to get the men back to where they're supposed to be. But that's why the dating scene is so ass now, because
Get your passport.
I would
Kings.
not want to date in this. Oh my god.
you'd rather stay in a messed up relationship than dating right now. Shit.
Get your passport. Kings.
Exactly. You're like, wait, I
get
can
your
hold
passport,
out 'cause,
Kings. Focus on yourself for a minute.
You don't have to deal with these things.
Right.
Oh.
Go to
My
Kenya.
young
Go to
kings,
Kenya.
You really don't have to. But
start speaking some Swahili.
Yeah.
let's make men great again.
Yes.
And Ardhi Real Estate Podcast. Thanks,
sir.
guys. See you.
Thank you.